And a good morning to you. A windy morning right here in Yuba-Sutter. We are looking at the Southern Pacific, the former Southern Pacific Railroad trestle across the Yuba River from the Yuba River levee that is just east of the former Southern Pacific tracks. And we'll give you a shot of that here in just a second. Oops, I want to let you know what's going on here. We have been waiting here since we set up, oh, good grief, probably around 9 o'clock as we waited for the train to come north from Roseville. And while we were setting up, there were 3 southbound trains that passed through Marysville, including a very long one that had locomotives at the beginning, the middle, and one at the end. They put these locomotives in the train at various spots in order to keep air pressure up for safety reasons. So we're sitting here waiting for the train to come through. It's been rather windy here. Wind could be 30 miles an hour, gusting that way. And the train is going to come along here. And we will follow what happens. Now, why is it later than it had been expected, and why is it coming back through Marysville in the first place? Well, apparently there are some safety concerns that Union Pacific had in regard to, and maybe Highway Patrol and others, considering the weather over Donner Pass, and how it has been open and closed and snowy and not snowy and not all that easy or safe to drive on. There have been a lot of people who have been following this train, and they did so when it left Roseville this morning, coming north to go through Marysville, Oroville, the Feather River Canyon, and Portola on its route back. And apparently there are concerns about the number of people that would try to track the train over Donner Summit. Now that is coming northbound into Marysville from Roseville and Lincoln and Wheatland. And let me give you an idea about where the train was reported about 10:50 this morning on the tracker. This one long train, we're going to come back to me here. Okay, so if you can see this, this shows where the train was located about 10:50 this morning on the siding alongside Rancho Road, south of McGowan Parkway. Kind of get a good look there. And we're waiting for it to show up here between Linda and Marysville on the former Southern Pacific tracks between Roseville, Marysville, Chico, and so forth. And what it will do is it will get to Benny Junction, just by the high school in Marysville, and make a right-hand bend and go from the Southern Pacific, the old Southern Pacific, to the old Western Pacific tracks in order to go to Oroville and then up through the Feather River Canyon later today. So what happened? We had this very, very long train that came through, and then the crew aboard the train ran out of time. This is not something that you have happen too often, maybe more often than you might think, but it does happen. And what has to happen then is the Railroad has to have the people that are the conductor and the locomotive engineer stop the train, and they send a replacement crew in a van to go change places. Well, it took them probably an hour and a half in order to get the crew change effected. And this train that had been sitting on the trestle here, uh, all the way probably down to South Beale Road, maybe, who knows. Anyway, so this train sat there for quite a while, and now we're all waiting to see what happens as it comes northbound into Marysville, making a surprise return visit. So we're just sitting here like everybody else, waiting for the train. Give you an idea of what is happening over here. There are people who are waiting, and they have been waiting and waiting and waiting. And we hear the rumble of another train on the former Western Pacific tracks just downstream along the Yuba River. So our first view of the big boy locomotive will be right here. And we're viewing this from the Yuba River levee near 3rd Street. And there's not much for us to do except wait. So you can wait right along with us. Here it is. Big boy makes a surprise return through Marysville. We hear the whistle. There it is. That is the Abraham Lincoln, one of the 2 diesel locomotives accompanying the train. lose my hat here in the wind if I'm not careful. One of the wonderful dome cars going by. And that is the steamer's visit through Marysville, the surprise visit. We hope you've enjoyed this. It's been worth the wait, I think, for us. And if you like what we're doing, we'd like you to tell us about that. There is a link in the text either below or above the video that you're watching here. And you can click on that. You can make a contribution to help us do the kinds of things that we've been doing. That would be appreciated. So, live from the levee here in Marysville, you've been watching Big Boy Makes a Surprise Return through Marysville. And we've been in contact with some folks who are going to be tracking the train going north from Marysville towards Oroville and the Feather River Canyon. And if we organize a replay for this a little later in the week, we may have some pictures from them. So I'm Ted Langell, and you're watching a special program from here on Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. We hope you've enjoyed watching it. We've enjoyed bringing it to you.
Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. It's the truth that comes through.